Okay.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Hey, I guess we're on. I didn't hear any audio there, so I'm wondering if I messed something up. Yeah.
There.
I don't know.
Connection is unstable.
Connection is unstable. Are we on, people? Do you see us? Are we alive? Are we happening? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But welcome either way to
Podcast 36.
Podcast 36. Hey! All right, so we're getting audio through the board. So, I don't know why the internet is that way. Maybe I need to reboot, but we can't do that now because we're rolling on the Share Den podcast. Sharon, Denny podcast.
Yeah.
All right, good weekend, and we'll get to all of that stuff. Where are we starting? We're kind of winging it here today.
I have a question. So this morning when I was awake, they were doing the story of the all-women team rocket shipping 62 miles above the earth.
I saw that.
For 11 full minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Gail King and Katy Perry are two of the 5. Bezos' fiance is another one.
They can leave Katie up there.
So my question to you,
Yes.
Would you do this?
I don't think I would.
No?
I don't know. Maybe.
As viewers, would you guys want to go up?
Is it a freebie? And technically, you're not really in space because you're not leaving the Earth's atmosphere. So, I mean,
you're 62 miles up in the air,
right? But
it's
you don't.
11 minutes. You can see the full.
Yeah. Listen,
you're by a window.
It's awesome, but it's not like being on the moon. But I mean, is it a freebie?
No.
If I wouldn't pay money for it. No.
I don't believe this was, but because one of the gentlemen that they interviewed, he said it's going to get to the point where this is going to be offered to civilians at a pretty affordable price.
Okay. Well,
so
we're on a budget, so it's not in our budget.
So anyway,
Sorry.
I'm asking the viewers, would you, if you had the opportunity to go up in a rocket ship 62 miles above the earth for 11 minutes, would you do it? And I have to say this, the video that they show of them free falling and you can hear them all screaming inside is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Because they've already went, right? When this morning?
It was this morning at
9:30. So they didn't have any issues, right?
No.
Okay. Thank God.
So
imagine there was a lot of words going on between those 11 women. Just saying.
Oh, anyway. All right. And,
all right. Show sponsor.
Yep. Glass City Staging and Design.
There you go. Thank you, Brittany.
Yep. Thank you, Brittany. She does such a great job.
All right. If we're having internet issues, put it in the comments. I don't know what we can do about it other than reboot and start all over again. Hi, Denny and Sharon. Yes, I see and hear you. I can hear you. Monday, let's do this. No, not me. I don't know what it is.
LDJ. Really? Do they have stewardess? Are you living in the 70s?
Flight attendant.
It's flight attendant now, BPC. LDJ.
That's funny.
Terry, yeah. No, Terry says no, she wouldn't go up. Rick, happy Monday, Rick. And they're just saying that they can hear us.
Hey, Sherry from McCravers. Yeah. What up, girl?
So funny. She's gonna buy our she wants a set of this right here.
Who, Sherry does?
Yeah.
That's funny. If you zoom in on me, you know who I look like? I look like Eddie Campos, the realtor.
Well,
I do.
He
look
did
at
one
it.
of
I know.
himself,
Look at the face. Does it from this angle? You look at the face. I look like Eddie. Anyway, some of you know Eddie, some of you don't. But
someone said you look like Ted Danson.
Okay, I don't know. We look good though.
Can you actually have those? Look how young I look.
You look sexy. So, can you have those made Oh, me and Chris.
I did one for you and Chris.
That's hilarious.
Isn't
I
that
got to
funny?
show Chris that.
I know. I don't
Um,
know that he would like to be a Barbie doll, but
Oh, Chris is awesome. He's got a good sense of humor.
hold on a minute.
He says it looks.
You got a beard in this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you're doing this one too.
Yeah, I do. I just have the facial hair going because
Okay.
you said you like a little facial hair, so I haven't shaved since you said that. Anyway, well, I keep it trim.
You told me the same thing.
I like your beard.
Mm.
Anyway, okay, I lost my train. I don't know. Woo woo, sugar.
Chris, Barbie dolls.
Yeah, can you make those into Barbies? Can you turn those into dolls? Can you send that picture in and they make them?
Oh.
Not that I mean,
why? Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone asked if they were bobbleheads.
I don't know. All right, it's Holy Week, and today is Holy Monday, and I got a couple of Christian brothers and me are doing a Holy Week kind of thing. I've been participating. It's day 15 of the 21-day fast. So, and so far it's going great. You know, the cigars, they've been out. No cocktails, they've been out.
Yep.
So we'll see. Sleeping good. I'll tell you about that in a second. But it's Holy Week. And so I'm going through today being Holy Monday, what actually happened on Holy Monday. And I find it interesting. So if you're a person of faith, maybe you didn't know some of this stuff because I didn't. Jesus spent the evening, Palm Sunday, out of the city. He returned the next day. He taught in the Temple of Jerusalem. He shared parables that use simple imagery to explain the kingdom of God. The Jewish leaders thought that he was being blasphemers. And so they started questioning him. Later, as he walked through the temple, Jesus became angry that the holy space of worship was being used for buying and selling and taking advantage of the poor. And then it says, in his zeal, he overturned tables and enraged the vendors. Okay. Did you know that happened on Holy Monday or the Monday before Easter? That's when he, righteous anger,
Went in.
flipped over the tables and, you know.
Well, I think that's the account Jesus Christ Superstar had.
Okay. Well, I guess I just didn't know that it was actually part of Holy Week.
No, I didn't know.
I didn't know that either. Anyway, then he spent the evening with his friends Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. It is here at the beginning of the week that Jesus increases and intensifies his public messages. Then the Gospels record the outrage of the leaders of the day who ended up killing him. And as we are meant to recognize that Jesus' death on Good Friday will not be accidental and unexpected. So instead, even though he knew that he was irritating the religious leaders of the time, what did he do? He cranked up his, words, and he just continued to, just call them out. And that got him even madder. And then he fully understood his mission as a sacrifice for the sins of the world. So there you go. That's what happened on Holy Monday.
He cranked up his ministry.
Yeah, he kept up his rhetoric, as they say, and which really intensified, the hatred of him. But he wouldn't back down. He just kept strong. So thank God that he did it. So Friday is Good Friday. So there you go. Now, in that realm, as you know, eggs are crazy expensive, and there is a company out there called Jet Puffed. Are you familiar with Jet Puffed marshmallows?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not, but they want you to die.
S'mores, hello.
Well, yeah, I'm familiar with marshmallows. I just not familiar with the brand.
That's the
biggie.
That's the best.
Is it really?
Well, yeah, because they're not squished. They're not, because you can buy dollar store ones and they're just not the same.
They're lame.
Jet Puff is a little bit fluffier.
They're puffier. Anyway, guess what they want you to do? They want you to dye marshmallows and not eggs. There they are, Jet Puff Farm Fresh marshmallows, which is pretty funny.
Listen, how did I get the polka dots on those?
They sold kits at Walmart's website for $2 each, and they immediately sold out. It's called Dip and Decorate. It comes with 6 dyes, a set of decorating pens, a pack of jumbo marshmallows that are roughly the same size as eggs. You can also get a pink egg carton to dry them in with a label on it that says Farm Fresh Marshmallows, which you just saw.
Yeah.
If
so everything is edible?
Yeah. If you didn't, you certainly couldn't sell it if it was like if the dyes caused cancer or something, but.
Well, because when you think about it, you dye the hard shell of the Easter egg or the egg, and
Yeah.
that doesn't go through to the actual edible part of the egg. That's why I was just asking.
There you go. Yes, it's edible.
Okay.
Or you could just buy food coloring and DIY it yourself. And of course, marshmallows cheaper than eggs, and they're hoping it takes off. Somebody out there is encouraging, probably the Idaho potato people are encouraging people to dye potatoes instead of eggs.
You mean like Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah.
And then buy some of the old accessories for him and stick them in there, like
Yep.
Easter, like rabbit ears or something.
Yep, exactly. So I thought that was interesting.
Cute.
And the weekend, of course, was lots of Masters. Rory, my man, thank God he did it. Got
Boy,
it done.
He barely squeaked it out,
Oh.
but he brought that on himself.
He did. But, in the end, when he broke down, when he won it in that playoff, oh my gosh, that was pretty emotional and cool. But my highlight of my weekend, besides spending it with you, see what I did there? That's a good, that's a nice look. Anyway, nooner, I went to True Rest Float Spa and I floated. So this time I decided to take some pictures. Let's see some pictures. Here's the pod. That's what the pod looks like, people. It's kind of a bigger, this is the room. To the right over there is the
So wait, are they all
shower.
the same size?
All the
pods?
same.
Okay.
Everyone.
So, and then that lower right is the shower.
Correct.
So
That's the shower.
So you just go in the room, lock the door behind you. There's
Correct.
your coat hanging there, so all your belongings are in
Yep.
there. So
And
you
then
shower
over here
first.
then over to the left there is like all my belongings. You can plug your phone in if you want to do that. There's the pod ready
So
to gobble me up.
Do you go in head first, or is your head toward this open end?
My feet are down at this end and my head is farthest
those,
away.
are those speakers?
Those are the speakers, baby.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
I could do that with the lid open.
yeah, leave it open. Leave the blue light on. So
Yeah,
there you
the blue
go.
light special.
And I think, is that all the pictures?
Nope, you took a selfie.
Oh, there it is. There's Mariah. I just met her.
What a cutie.
She's adorable. So she didn't mind taking a picture with her crusty old man. So thank you. True Rest Float Spa. Look them up, people. They're on Monroe Street. That's where I go. They're also in Perrysburg, real close to, what is it down there in Perrysburg?
Home Goods.
No, the Home Goods, you go there. The place where everybody shops in Perrysburg with all the stores and shops and the hotel and Perry's.
Levis Commons.
That's it. Anyway.
I thought you went to the one on Monroe Street.
I did. I said they have 2 locations. They have one in Perrysburg, and I was promoting them to give them some love.
Maybe I should listen to you.
Sleep. I've been sleeping great. Last night was the best sleep I've had in quite a while. And I know you didn't, but anyway, and the pain, it just takes away your pain and the stress. It's like getting a massage. I think it's better than a massage. I know those are fighting words with you.
They are.
True Rest Float Spa. Do yourself a favor, ladies. I believe they're running Mother's Day specials. So call them, tell them Denny loves you.
I still like the massage for me for Mother's Day. So I got going on here. It's
okay.
Who is Chris Turtle Barrer? Hello, Schaefer's. I love that.
Hi, Chris. I don't know who. Is Chris a newbie to our
I don't know.
show?
I
don't
recognize
remember
the name.
seeing
I love
Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Dan, what up, Denny? What up, Denny?
What up? It's Monday. And I'm playing golf today. Possibly 4:30.
So you mentioned church. So there's Soma City.
Sammy.
There is Sammy, who is an amazing pastor, the whole staff. He's been doing a series on Revelation, which is probably the best I've ever heard on Revelation. He really breaks it down and applies it to people like us.
Well, he explains it. He
Yeah.
explains it in ways because it's freaky. Revelation is freaky, and he goes through it, and it's not freaky. I mean, there are parts of it freaky with 700 red dragons and all that stuff. But it's he's doing a really good job, and maybe, just maybe, he might be joining our podcast.
Oh yeah,
I'm working on it.
what podcast?
This one.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I sent him a text yesterday about being on the podcast.
Yes, I do. I forgot. Sorry.
Anyway, it's awesome.
Tommy.
By the way, Sunday at 10 a.m., Stranahan Theater, if you don't have a church for Easter services.
Easter, yeah.
Soma City, Stranahan. It's awesome.
You should try floating down the Chattahoochee River. Well, Tommy, you know what? We actually have a story about our family floating down a river in northern Georgia.
We do, but it wasn't the Chattahoochee, and it's a little
was-
cold this
it
time
was
of the year,
hot.
Tommy.
Was it Helen, Georgia?
Yep, Helena. Or whatever it is.
So this was during the drought. So it had to be 09-ish.
Could be.
And we decided to take the kids. Olivia and Josh were 6 and 4, maybe. About an hour and a half away or something like that from our house in Atlanta. And you start at the top of the town and then you float down the river to where you parked. Okay. Well, it was a drought and one of us kept bottoming out.
Gee, wonder who that was. I only weighed 250 pounds back then.
So and 4-year-old Josh is, cheesy smile on his face. He was just like, he was sailing down the river, the rapids, in between other families, and they were all laughing. We're way behind. Denny kept having to get out of his inner tube, walking down the river because he kept dragging bottom.
Yelling at Josh to slow down.
And of course, Josh couldn't stop himself because he was floating across the river. Oh my gosh!
And he didn't care.
So hard.
He was having a blast.
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't care. You don't have a picture of that, I hope.
No, I don't.
Okay, because there are pictures.
Who had a camera?
I believe there's pictures. Anyway, there you go. That's a great story.
Yeah, it was funny. So a couple of things about just real quick about my weekend. So remember when I was talking about walking in the neighborhood Saturday at 5:30 and there was like this rocket ship going across?
Yeah.
It was not an airplane. It was
Okay.
not a private jet. It was, and then you could see the jet stream right behind it and it followed. It wasn't like, like planes leave a jet stream for miles.
The entrails.
This just followed this cylinder. It was a rocket ship because I remember looking up going, that looks like a rocket. But I Googled and I searched and nothing. Like there was one from Florida. That couldn't have been the one from Florida. Could it have been? There was also one from California, but I'm thinking that wasn't the one from California.
Don't know.
So I don't know. Detroit had one on Tuesday, but this was Saturday, so I don't know if anyone else saw it. And two other things real quick regarding the Masters.
Okay.
When we were watching what is it called?
Sudden death playoff?
Yes, the playoff.
Even though no one dies. It's a dumb name.
The playoff.
But whatever. It's called a playoff.
Would you want to tee off first or second? If that were you.
I would want to tee off first.
Why?
I don't know. I just would want to tee off first. Don't know. I like teeing off first. That means because you're playing better. Usually in golf, whoever wins the hole gets to tee off first, has the honors. I don't know. I mean, maybe second might be psychologically better in case they shankopotamus. But if they don't, that gives you more pressure. If they stripe it right down the middle, like they both did, I would think that would be like, holy crap, he's right down the middle. Now I got to put it right down the middle. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know. I think going first. That's me. Why? What about you?
I think that there's probably the same amount of pressure for both.
A lot of pressure. $4.2 million worth of pressure.
Oh boy. Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
No, we're not.
Oh.
Somebody's.
It's amazing how you just don't want to talk about things you don't want to talk about.
Well, no, because it's ridiculous. You and I will never agree on who gets paid.
The 4.2 or the 2.1 or the $1 million.
Right. The product that's on TV are the players, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, whatever. They should be getting a big portion of the TV rights and proceeds.
Okay.
Not the big time executives that don't swing a freaking club.
No.
So I don't have a problem with Rory getting that kind of money. I don't.
Why don't they give, like $500,000 and then the extra goes to like a nonprofit in the area or teachers or something like that?
All right. What you don't know is every golf tournament gives away over the years millions and millions and millions of dollars to charities. The Jamie Farr, not Jamie Farr, it's not called that anymore. Dana Open, whatever it was called over the years, has given over $1 million to all children's charities in Toledo. So golf tournament. No, listen to what's really happening. You're complaining that they don't do that. They are doing it, and they've always done it. Millions and millions of dollars, all these golf tournaments, Masters included, goes to charity. It's part of the tournament. It's part of the way it is.
One thing, but people that actually like teachers, I don't know. You're right. We'll never see eye to eye. It doesn't make me mad. I just don't understand.
Our government should be taking better care of teachers, not our sporting events. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal. Anyway, there we go. Moving on.
Oh, hold on. Kathy Cromwell, all the golfers have private jets to pay for. That's right.
And we don't know, Mrs. McJudgerson, how much money they give in charity.
This is for you, Kathy. You and me.
Maybe they give millions of dollars in charity, Take care of your own bank account before you worry about everybody else's. Just saying.
All right. Tommy's saying that was the Chattahoochee in Helen, Georgia.
Okay. Well, it was a small one because it wasn't very wide.
Monica.
Probably was. Starts up there, maybe. I don't know.
But another not as popular sporting event took place Saturday night. Shout out to the Western Michigan University Broncos for beating Boston.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is so huge. And you're going to hear about it today between 2 and 4 on Denny Radio Sports and More.
Sports and More.
Yeah.
So, okay. So getting back to this morning, when I got up, you know how the other day I told you I looked out our back window and all of a sudden this pair of ducks, they're like waddling all the way down the hill toward our condo. Just a pair of random ducks, like
out of the blue
coming down the hill. And it's just so funny to like watch them waddle when they're not in water,
Right.
And they're the whole way down. And then they walk across the back of because they were looking for, I believe, a place to make their nest. Because I believe ducks nest on the ground in the springtime. They have their eggs. Okay.
I don't know.
So they were back there busy looking. Then they walked back up the hill, down the hill, under the trees, all that kind of stuff. This morning I look out and I am like, what the heck is that? It looked like a short ostrich.
No way. Oh, that's a video. That's a video of True Rest. They are cleaning.
It was 4 wild turkey, 3 female.
Wow.
And then this last one right here, you could see he's the one I saw first. He looked like
They're big.
Like he had the whole like thing under his mouth and all of that, or else those were 3 youngins, but they are just walking through our backyard. Like, what's up? So yeah, we didn't think we were going to see wildlife and we saw wildlife.
There you go.
So
wildlife.
Anyway.
Love it. As long as they don't stick around.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
all right. What else?
Oh, Wayne's on.
Hey, Wayne. How you feeling, buddy? Inside Out Wayne. Yes. I am golfing today.
Yep.
Crooked Creek. Allegedly. We're watching the Masters in Garth Brooks Bar in Nashville. Thank God there was good music and drink to keep me occupied.
My girl.
It's called A Beard Under the Turkey's Chin.
Oh, okay.
I think I have that too.
Yeah. Very cool in your backyard. Yeah, Debbie, you'll see it this summer. Oh my gosh. We have Atlanta representing because we got Suzanne.
Suzanne Cairns?
Suzanne on Instagram and Debbie's watching. And now we got Chris Hollywood. He's watching.
Chris is?
Chris.
What's up? We'll see you in a little bit, dude. There you are, Chris.
This is for you, Chris.
That's pretty funny.
Coming up on your Instagram. Hold on. It's a little delayed.
I love it. Very entertaining.
There we go.
I need that for my show today.
There's this for Chris.
So did you say Suzanne?
Oh, Suzanne
Cairns?
saying hi. Yeah.
Suzanne Cairns. Hey, what's up?
My Susanna.
Tell Brian. Howdy.
Chris is laughing. Okay. All right. Here is the meat of our podcast today, people.
Worry chat.
What keeps you up at night, or do you worry more in the morning?
Okay, do you want me to go through the story first and then we break down the question?
This was yours.
Here's the story. What's your biggest waste of time? Meetings, attempting to reason with unreasonable people, mindless mobile games, social media.
Watching podcasts.
According to, no, that's time well spent, especially the Share Den podcast. I don't know who gave us that, but I'm really
Your
starting to
sister,
like it.
your sister
Oh
Mary.
yeah, shared it.
Yeah.
According to a new survey, the average American spends, wait for it, 138 minutes worrying every day.
Okay.
Okay, that can't be real.
138 minutes.
That's 2 hours and 18 minutes per day.
Well, not all together.
According to a nurse survey, they spend 138 minutes worrying every day. Well, no, they don't sit there for 2 hours and 18 minutes just sitting there worrying. Collectively throughout the day. Think about it. You're only awake for what? How many hours of a day? There's 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 hours, maybe 15, 16 hours, you're awake. You're telling me 2 hours and 18 minutes of it collectively throughout the day, you're worrying about something? Did you do that? 'Cause I don't.
There might be some days more than others that something's like on my heart or on my mind.
Well, that's the exact length of the Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. 10% of young adults schedule dedicated worry time in their daily routine. Okay, let me just stop right there. 10% I think that's a good idea.
that they schedule it.
Yeah. Because you're like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it now. I'll do it after work, or I'll do it on my lunch break or whatever. Take the time, sit there, freak out about it, text somebody, call somebody, whatever, and then be, okay, I'm done with it. Move on. No?
I don't know, because things pop up throughout the day.
I'm just saying, if you schedule it like me, because I'm so regimented, I don't know. I just find it interesting. Only 3% of those 45 and older intentionally make time for it. So us older people, we don't do that. And why do they do that? Maybe they think worrying will be productive, or that dedicated times will help reduce it. I don't know. 62% of Gen Zers and millennials say that they're constantly feeling anxious, compared to 38% of us older people. Many people find themselves worrying when they're trying to fall asleep. The top things people worry about: finances, family, stuff you need to do, health, work, politics, getting enough sleep. So what keeps you up at night?
So, well, let's start here too. So I looked actually up what the word worry means.
Okay.
It can be a noun or a verb, which I did not know. The verb, obviously, to experience concern or anxiety. As a noun, mental distress or agitation. That was me this morning. Resulting in concern, usually for something impending or anticipated. It could also be an instance or occurrence of such distress or agitation, or a cause of worry, such as trouble or difficulty. So that is the definition, according to Webster, of the word worry.
All right.
So what would you say is your biggest, most consistent worry?
I see. It's hard to, I don't call it worry. I call it prayer. Because as soon as I start, like the kids, something going on with the kids, or something going on with you and I, or whatever, I immediately just start praying. I'm like, oh Lord, man, I'm in a pickle, or we got a situation down here, or whatever. And then I try to just talk to God about it and just try to work through it that way. Now, when I wake up in the middle of the night, if I'm consciously awake and something pops into my head, I'll go right to, all right, Lord, I know worry's not from you. So I kick out the lies, try to. But if I wake up in the middle of the night and then all of a sudden I start thinking about, what I got to do the next day or whatever. Pastor Steve taught me this, retired. Because I asked him what he did when he woke up in the middle of the night. And he's like, I just start saying over and over and over in my head till I fall back asleep, I trust you, Lord, and I trust your plan. I trust you, Lord, and I trust your plan.
Oh, okay. But what is your biggest?
Depends. It depends.
Well, okay. Consistently, what is your biggest worry? I think
the kids.
Okay.
The kids by a long shot. That's it.
Yeah.
Because you want them to just become, God-fearing, church-going, Jesus-loving, successful human beings. And, like when I was in my 20s, I was so far away and doing my own thing and blah, 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 blah. So to answer the question in a short, it's that. What about you?
Mine is for sure the kids, even though they're grown adults, I mean, I don't remember like worrying about them when they were young. And then kind of that middle school, high school where, you know, kids aren't so nice to them and they feel bad or whatever, then I feel that that's kind of when it started creeping in for me. But yeah, now it's a matter of just day to day like safety. Like, did they get home okay? Oh, they're out till, so that's mine. That is overwhelmingly mine because I feel like your number 2 is right there as finances.
For me, for us.
I mean, I've never worried about finances.
Well, no, you haven't had to.
No, even when I was single, I just lived paycheck to paycheck. It's like, what's the big deal?
Yeah. It was a big deal because when we got engaged, I'm like, okay, there's going to be some changes in your finances because this woman, I don't know how, whatever.
Oh,
your
look.
dad was a banker and you just paid the minimum every month on your credit card. I mean, where's that going to go?
Well, I had to have a social life.
Anyway.
Oh, look, Nurse Terry saying something.
Okay.
You can read it.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night when I have things on my mind, like worrying about my daughter, why a so-called friend ghosted me. I pray and I remember what the Lord says, bring your worries to me and I will give you peace. Boom. John 14:27, Philippians 4:6. And I have to remind myself daily to pray and talk with God.
Okay. So
it's Holy Week.
Along these lines, here's my question for you. This is one that I was writing down when we were talking earlier today.
Okay.
How do you help people that are worrying? Tangible, honestly, how do you help them? What do you do to help them?
I put them on my prayer list and I pray specifically for whatever it is that they're dealing with. I listen and I always remind them that God is bigger than this, even though those are platitudes that might go, oh, whatever, but it's also truth. God's bigger than all this. You look back, look back the things you used to worry about when you're in your 20s or 30s or however old you are. You look back. 90% of the crap you worry about never comes true. Never. So it's a giant waste of time. It's a tactic of the enemy to get you off the things that you're supposed to be doing, to distract you. So, but for me, I'm like, oh, dude, I'll pray about that. Like, my prayer list is monster long, but that's okay. Because,
Well, I mean, God's word says, why do you worry? Because it doesn't add 1 minute to your life. And that's true. But even though I know that, I still worry. I mean, I'm being honest. And here's the other thing. For me, I think I thought back to my sister Mary and my sister Kelly when they were both slowly passing from cancer. They were both concerned and worried. Nighttime for both of them was the worst because it was dark. Everyone was sleeping. They were it was quiet. They were alone with their own thoughts.
mm-hmm.
And so I think there's that sensitivity you have to be a good listener and not just come off with some platitude because I mean, are you even capable of putting yourself in their shoes to know what they're going through? And both of them had faith. And it's like, I don't know. I think that when someone is going through that, you really have to be completely sensitive and really be a good listener. Pray with them on the spot. Pray with them when you're away from them. But I don't know.
Well, I try to, I'm not as good as a listener as you because God gave you that gift better than me, but I try to do all those things. I remember meeting with a buddy of mine who was going through his divorce and it was like his 3rd divorce and he just felt like such a loser. And I'm just like, dude, after we got done and we were out in the parking lot getting ready to leave Bob Evans. And And I put my arms on his shoulder and I prayed over him. You know, those are the kind of things that you can do. But for some people, that's uncomfortable. Some people, it's
Oh.
better just to listen and let them vent. Sometimes they just want to vent. They don't want you to try and fix it. Sometimes you just vent.
Right.
And just like, you know, and just admit, man, that really stinks. I'm really sorry you're going through that. But the book also says pray without ceasing, which means 24/7 or whenever you're awake. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Debbie, Sharon, that's why we're such great friends. I think she's talking about living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not worrying about finances, I think.
Well, you also married men that were very financially responsible and handled it. You didn't have to worry about it.
Financially responsible, mister, but I just
You-
don't worry about it.
Okay, you were very financially responsible with your business, but with everything else, not so much.
Oh, so true, Denny. Terry is talking about praying. Lisa, oh, there's another one. Denny Schaefer, thank you. Much needed to hear. I trust you, Lord. I trust your plan.
That's Lisa. That's from Pastor Steve, retired.
Yeah.
But I use it all the time. I trust you, Lord. I trust your plan. I don't know the plan.
Be a great listener. Pray with them. Read scripture together if they are believers. Yes.
There you go.
Yep. So
I have another question about this. Is Gen Zers, our kids' generation, with all their issues that they seem to have, and they are the generation that worries the most, does that mean they're soft?
I think that there's a couple things. I think maybe the family dynamic has changed a little bit with them, with parents. I'm not even sure exactly what to say about that one because I don't know that I could say it in the proper wording. But there's also with the media fear mongering all the time. And if they're listening and even believing half of what's out there, and TikTok is like a terrible, there's outright blatant lies on there all the time. And it's like if someone's looking at those and believing every single thing that they say, I mean, I would be a huge worrier,
All right. So I'm old and I'm, the get off my lawn guy. And I think you would probably say, oh, well, Denny believes that Gen Z is when they're soft and they're just, wimps. They just got to. I don't think so. I think it's harder to grow up now than it was when we grew up. Is this on?
Well,
Is this on? We did not have the kind of temptations that they have because of the internet, because of social media, because of this right here, the phone in your hands. You never escape. And when your brain is not fully developed till you're mid-20s, and mine's still almost developed. I think that, no, don't say anything. I think kids now have a harder time growing up because of all of the distractions of social media and the evil that it is. And Satan's having a field day with this generation. And that's why they're having the issues that they have, because every single thing in life is spiritual. There's good, there's evil. There's no in between. Good, evil, and they're battling for your soul. Hey, it's Holy Week, everybody. Anyway, there you go.
Well, I will say this now that you kind of brought that up, not that it's really part of this worry chat, but so I do your social media, but I also have my own personal pages. Okay. I have noticed when I am on my accounts, it's just, I'm friends and innocent things or whatever. But when I go to your public page, first of all, the private messages that come through from these spam about pornography, naked, I mean, you name it, I am blown away. And just scrolling through and seeing just random pop-ups, like person maybe to follow or whatever. And it's always scantily clad women. And I'm like, and so I started noticing it and I really started like paying attention. Well, of course, then I had to search it out. And yes, they purposely target male accounts on social media with this stuff. And it's like, our young men do not even have a chance anymore. They just don't. Agree or disagree?
No, totally agree. And now that you've researched it, you're going to get more of it.
It's probably going to start popping up on mine. Well, when I did have my business account, I would get, and I don't know how many, because you can report them and then, and block them and all of that. And then Instagram will investigate and then they start, but it's, I mean, human trafficking and all of that. And it's
horrible.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so I looked up a couple different ways that you can combat worry and anxiety.
Yes, we are going to help you now.
So thankfulness brings perspective.
Gratitude.
Asking God to put a bubble around my mind. That's interesting. Conscious control over thoughts. Distraction, in some cases, replacing with positive. Plan and prepare to the extent you can. So, it says prayer, just stop overthinking, take a moment to communicate with God, let him know about your anxieties and ask for clarity and peace. To reduce excessive worrying, incorporate relaxation techniques like deep breathing and meditation, practice mindfulness, consider setting aside designated worry time, like that you were just talking about. Engage in physical activity, journal, seek social support that can help manage anxious thoughts and reduce worry. And then they have what's called the 3-3-3 rule for anxiety. One of the three. Identify 3 things you can see. Look around your immediate surroundings. Name 3 objects you can see. Focus on their color, shape, textures, any other details. Number 2 of the 3, identify 3 sounds you hear. Like yesterday when we were walking, we could hear that woodpecker off in the distance. Pay attention to the sounds around you and name 3 distinct sounds you can hear, such as Shem lapping up water for 30 seconds.
Gosh, so annoying. So annoying. And when he's chomping on his food, my misophonia, I'm just like, I'm going to kill you, cat.
Let's go back to the agitation, shall we? The hum of a fan, a bird chirping, or a clock ticking. See, even your CPAP machine this morning was sending me over the edge because I did not get great sleep. And then the third of 3 is move 3 parts of your body, choose 3 different body parts and move them, such as wiggling your fingers, rotating your shoulders, or stretching your legs. This engages your body and helps release tension. Plus, I think you'd be focused on that and not,
distractions.
By engaging your senses and focusing on your physical sensations, the 3-3-3 rule can help interrupt anxious thought patterns, bring you back to the present moment, and provide a sense of calm. So there's also yoga. Like I really have gotten into yoga stretches.
Yeah, yoga's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while, but once we ever fully retire, if we ever do. Do they do yoga here at the condo association?
They have
I think they do.
Well, I know that they have exercise classes.
All right, I escaped for a minute there. I left the scene because this just popped into my head. The one truth. Elevate your mind, unlock your power, heal your soul. John Gordon. The one truth. Sharon was down in Orange Beach. Took this book, didn't you? Because a realtor friend of yours, Christian realtor friend, told you about it.
Yeah, he got me
got you a copy. I've gotten copies for a number of friends of mine. I'm like, I've read this book.
It's so good.
I think I'm going through like the 5th or 6th time, and I just keep going through it. And then I highlight the heck out of it with my pink highlighter. And it's just, there's so much truth in here. And it's a good book. If you're struggling, with worry and negative thoughts, this is a great book. And I think it's only like 10, 12 bucks. So I get nothing for it, but it's helped me and I'm paying it forward to you.
Senior influencer.
That's me.
All right.
You're going to be a senior in less than a year, girl. Yeah.
No, because
Isn't 60 a senior?
I don't know, but I was watching a story on Social Security and the whole thing around all that now. And 62, like they might raise that age of retiring to get your Social Security.
Well, my clock's already going, so I got to get till next March.
Wayne, really enjoy listening to you guys as much as I can. And thanks for all the prayers with my surgery and recovery. God is great.
God is great.
He sure
Get feeling
is.
better, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So, video time.
All right. Are you going to show the one of the true rest cleaning the thing or no?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about Wednesday?
I don't know yet. I mean, I want to keep it Holy Week. I'd like to talk about, because you and I talked about it, stories of, I don't know, miracles or God showing up in your life.
God stories.
God stories. But, you know.
There are some amazing.
There are.
Unexplainable stories out there that need to be shared.
In my world, they're always explainable. But, you know, in 2025, it's like, oh, I don't want to listen to their podcast because, you know, they're preaching and God and God and God and God and God. So we're going to do something about God. We're going to do God stories on Wednesday because it's Holy Week.
All right.
Heathens.
Video.
All
right. This is just shy of a minute long, but I thought it was ingenious and very inventive.
Tired of the monotony of running at the gym every day. Wanted to figure out a way that I could exercise and have a change of scenery. I wanted sun and fresh air. Wanted to get exercise at my favorite park or on the beach or next to the river. Wanted to get exercise anywhere besides only at the gym. People who run not on a treadmill are not exercising, they're just going somewhere fast.
Oh my gosh, that is ingenious.
I know.
I would love one of those.
Oh, God help us. Pray for us right now, people, because I don't want to see you going around our neighborhood on that.
That's hilarious.
Because he looks like you with a little headband on.
Oh, yeah. That's so creative. So funny. And he's protecting his knees, too. So there you go.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought maybe he was
so
actually
too.
making it go by running with the treadmill like a little mouse.
Yeah,
but no, then
you see the engine on there.
So anyway. All right, that's it.
Okay, everybody, have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for stopping by today.
Please share to help us out and grow this thing, especially after Wednesday when we talk about God. We're going to lose everybody because nobody wants it shoved down their throat.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway.
How much is that thing? Don't know.
Wish Me Well. Yes. What was that about the Michigan spring game?
Another good book is The God I Never Knew by Robert Morris and The Divine Mentor by Wayne Cordero.
Okay.
Thank you, Nurse Terry.
Yes, the Michigan spring game is this weekend, but they're not airing it until a week later. I don't know. Well, I do know why. It's because of
place your bets,
a bunch of
people.
other stuff. Anyway.
All right. Have a good week. We'll see you Wednesday.
Denny Shafer. He's an idiot.